Bonjour, hola, hello. How are we, traders? Multilingual, can't even say the word. Simply Forex here, Trader Tom. Hope you're all well. I'm slightly sweating because I just had a little walk outside and it is about 43 degrees in Dubai. Yeah, so it's hot. You don't need me telling you that. So yeah, there you go, guys. And I've got my haircut today. Right, so forget trading. Let's focus on my haircut. No, I'm only joking. Let's focus on trading. But it's true. I've had my haircut and I'm slightly sweaty. Guys, how are we? The plan of attack for the live stream is this. I'm going to show you one trade that I took today. We've already taken profit. We'll explain this trade to you. Also, guys, there's no news, right? Normally we look at the news. The only big piece of news that we're interested in later today is going to be this, crude oil inventories and this 10-year note. So this could have effect on US dollar pairs. But crude oil obviously affects oil and Canadian dollar as well, right? So this affects a few currency pairs. But that's all later, guys. So we're not going to look at that during the live stream. And then most importantly, more important than life itself, we are going to take as many questions as we can from you guys. All right. So don't be shy. Come say hello. Nobody said hello yet. That's very upsetting. No, I'm joking. But yeah, come say hello. Don't be shy. Say hello. Get your questions over to me, guys. I'm all yours for the next 40 minutes. So, guys, pick my brain. Yeah, just ask as many questions as you like about trading. Colin, what's up, gang? Colin, first man in. This is what we like to see. Taking the plunge. Kibria, hello. How are you? That's it. Don't be shy. Right, let's focus on the trade that I took. Okay, so it was US dollar, Swiss franc. As you know, guys, I was looking at like pound Aussie dollar sells, but they just hit target, right? Pound Aussie dollar just hit target. We didn't get a retrace. And then pound Canadian dollar we were looking at as well. And it's looking unlikely we're going to get a retrace here as well, right? So I didn't have a trade on those pairs. But US dollar, Swiss franc, this set up nicely for a trade, right? Now, if we look at the day chart, right, I know that this is against trend, okay? Now, I was discussing this on the VIP actually, or with one of the VIP guys, right? I don't normally trade against trend, but I found myself trading against trend because things are so overbought or oversold, right? And just bear that in mind for a second, right? It doesn't matter how overbought something get or oversold. Like we'll go back and look in history, right? History, yeah. We'll go back to here, right? Look at that. At this point, you're probably thinking, right, this is off for further. It makes it back to the moving average 20, right? Even when we're, blitzing upwards, it still comes back to the moving average 20. Now this has, look how quickly, let's zoom in for this one, right? Look how quickly price left the moving average 20 and come down here. It is miles away from the moving average 20. Now price wants to revert back to the mean, right? It's like an elastic band, okay? If you get a very strong trend in one direction, right, and it moves very quickly, after a while, you're going to let it go. It's going to retrace. It's going to come back on itself. And this is no different. And price wants to come back to the moving average 20. But it's not going to happen like this, right? There's the moving average 20. Price does that, right? It's not going to do that. What's going to happen is price maybe just comes around here, maybe does that, maybe does it. And then slowly, after days and days, price catches up with the moving average 20, right? That's how it's going to look, something like that. So I know that we're very oversold and we've got loads of room to the next piece of support and the moving average 20, right? We've got acres to move into. So with that in mind, I was just looking for a H4 break, right? I spoke about this in this morning's vid, I speak about this as part of price action, right? And again, it's not rocket science, right? Although I do have a rocket science degree. No, I don't. All right, so H4, yeah, I was looking for this, okay? So once we got to this point, I was just looking for a break of this level, yeah, which we got, okay, with this candle here. Then I said to myself, right, once we got the break of the high, we're in a H4 uptrend. We was also above the moving average 20. So this ticks the criteria for me for a trade, right? And all I said to myself, you know, if price retraces back to the moving average 20, even these last highs here, this would be a good area to enter. All right. And I got in a 8.5. What did I get in at? Let me show you the trade. Where's my trades? Tom's trades. Yeah, 8.561. All right, so I got in at 8.561. This was my stop loss. This was my take profit. And as you can see, we hit target, guys. All right, so all of these trades I put in the VIP Trading Academy. If you want to receive my trade signals, come join the VIP Trading Academy. So yeah, basically got in 8.561, so round about here. Yeah, and then my stop was below here. And then as soon as I got 1:1, right, I got a little bit more than 1:1. I took profit, right? I've closed 80% at this level, right? And now I'm letting 20% run. And what I'll do with this 20%, if I go to the H1, is just use the H1, right? My stop was down here, then I'm going to move it up to here because this is the last level. All right. And just looking at the H4, guys, I'm still interested in this trade, right? If price, you can see there's a trend line forming. If we get, let me move this alarm to here. If we get price react at these last highs here and the trend line, right, you can imagine that is a very good level for buys as well. All right, so we'll see how that plays out because we have to bear in mind we are against daily trend as well. All right, guys. So yeah, that was my trade for today. In detail, probably too much detail. No, I'm going to joke. The more detail I give, the more you will understand price action and how to trade it, guys. Right. So there you go. Right. Who else is in? Chad Seba. I like this name. Good morning. Been watching on and off for a couple of weeks. Please give me a crash course. Chad, you can have a crash course, right? So you've got a few options, guys, right? So very soon we are going to be launching a course, right? So we're going to do a very thorough course, right? Which you can purchase, right? I also do many tutorials on the VIP Trading Academy. So you can also join that, all right? So if you want to learn how I trade, please come join our Discord community and our VIP Trading Academy. And if you also wait for a little bit, we will be launching a course. I think this is the first time we've mentioned it. We should have probably made a bit more of a fuss. The editor always says to me, Tom, make a big fuss about things. And so probably should, but yeah, we're going to launch a course, guys, which sort of covers everything I've learned over the years, and we're going to put it into a course and a syllabus, which you need to complete with quizzes at each level. So you show understanding. It's going to be awesome. I'm so excited to launch it. So there you go, Chad. There are your options. Savin, hi, Tom. Do you consider fundamentals when trading? The answer is no, right? So I consider these, right? I always look at the economic calendar every single day, right? And I'm interested when I see a 3-star rating in the market, right? So I pay attention to news releases because this can move the market. But that is not trading fundamentals. That's just being aware of when news is released because it can move price, right? But with regards to fundamentals, you know, if I spoke to a fundamental trader, he probably wouldn't like me, right? Because fundamentals are all written for you in the charts, right? Let's say, you know, let's say pound interest rate or just pound CPI, right? Pound CPI came out better than expected, right? Now, we would expect pound strength, okay? And then if we get pound strength, all I'm going to do is wait for my setup, okay? So if daily's in an uptrend, yeah, and then H4, H1, we get a setup on one of those, you know, and pound is showing me that it's in an uptrend, I'll trade it. I didn't explain that very well. Let me rephrase that, right? So if there is a lot of fundamental news supporting the pound, right? Let's have a look at the pound. Let's have a look at something that's trending, right? Let's have a look at euro pound. Let's look at the day chart, right? So there is going to be, right? So how I will trade this as a technical trader is we're in an uptrend. I'm looking to buy it, right? And I actually like this candle here because this was the first break of this level, right? Now, I will just trade this because it tells me technically. Now, most likely, there is some underlying fundamental reason for this move, right? But why do I care about that? Yeah, the move's happened. We're in an uptrend. We're seeing lots of euro buying pressure. Buy the euro, right? I don't need to know the last 6 CPI figures. I don't need to know, you know, interest rate forecasts. I don't need to know, you know, what the head of the ECB thinks about inflation at the moment. I do not give a shit. I really don't, right? The market, the chart will tell you, okay? It's because, you know, there is clearly some fundamental thing happening here, right? All I will do is just jump on the uptrend, right? So the answer is no. I must almost also, I've got to get my teeth in today. I must also say that if you use fundamentals and it adds value to your trading and you make money, then continue doing it, right? But first and foremost, understand technical trading and price action. Colin, nice one on US dollar Swiss franc. Colin, you are very welcome. Colin's part of the VIP, took this trade as well, so you're welcome. Aubrey, I'm waiting on US dollar CAD analysis. Are you now? Okay, well, we better do it for you then. Right, so let's have a look at US dollar CAD, right? And we're going to do a top-down approach. Before we look at this, guys, if I could please ask everyone to subscribe to the channel, smash the notification button, and if everyone could please just smash the like button right now while I have a drink, because talking is thirsty work. And yes, it is vodka. Right, so US dollar, Canadian dollar. We are at a very important resistance level, right? Check. Okay, you need to know where support and resistance is. So that's what we're seeing. You also need to understand trend, right? And structure. We are in an uptrend, right? So straight away, US dollar CAD is a problem for me because we're in an uptrend, but we're at resistance, okay? And look at the reaction we're getting at resistance, okay? But it's still in an uptrend, right? Price could quite easily, this is the weekly chart, price could quite easily do that. Yeah, it's in an uptrend. Why wouldn't it? Okay. So US dollar CAD on the weekly chart is just telling me to stay out. Yes, stay out of this pair right now. Now, if we drop down to the day chart, we have had a structure break, and this was almost a trade idea for me today. So if you think about this, we are having, not past tense, current, present tense, we are having a very bearish reaction at a weekly resistance level, so much so that we have broken daily structure. This candle right here, the body of that candle just closed below that. So we are in a downtrend. Okay, so normally I would love this setup, right? Weekly resistance level, daily structure break. I would normally be all over this like Gal Gadot on a date. Yeah. But there's a big but. The but is that we are at support, right? You can clearly see through here, price just keeps hitting this level. It is support, and we're at the moving average 20, right? So that's the problem I have with it. If US dollar Canadian, if we got another bearish candle that looked like this today, then I would consider selling this, right? I would consider selling this down to 3,650, if not all the way down to this 3,600 and these lows. But right now, because of this support, I'm not interested in selling US dollar Canadian dollar. Let's see what kind of reaction we're getting at this grey zone, if anything, right? Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the H4 reacts at this level. Yeah. So yeah, I cannot sell into support. Yeah, and you cannot buy into resistance. Simple as that. Do not do that. Crazy people do that. I am a little bit crazy, but I don't do that. So there you go. Hope that helps. Fapello, hello mate, how are you? Colin, should we go in again for another trade on US dollar, Swiss franc at support? Good question, right? But normally I would say yes, right? If I've even got my alarm in here, I think that's a really nice level. If we just follow H4 structure, that level there is a beauty, right? Look in all the economic books and look up beauty. You will see that entry point, okay? And potentially we've got room to the upside. Now, if this trade was with trend, daily trend, I mean, I would be saying yes all day. I'd be like, yep, let's buy here. But if you look at the day chart, we are in a downtrend. This is the only thing that would put me off. If I'm trading against trend, I don't want to take liberties with it. I don't want to keep re-entering it because it's in a downtrend. Sellers could appear from anywhere. Sellers could right now push this down and you end up with a candle like this. Unlikely because we've had a H4 structure break, but you get my point. I don't want to keep trading against trend. But yeah, good question. But we'll see. But the answer is probably no to that. Aya, hi everyone. Looking for some Aussie dollar, US dollar buys if it breaks that H4 level. All right, Aya. Let's see what Aya is talking about on the H4 first and foremost. So Aya was part of the VIP crew. Yeah, which reminds me, guys, right? If you would like to speak to like-minded traders, then please come join our free Discord channel. You can talk about trading, charts, trade ideas, anything you like, guys. The football, if you want. So please come join our free Discord channel. Also, guys, if you would like more than that and you would like access to my trade signals, you saw my US dollar Swiss franc earlier, you would like access to my tutorials and my strategies, and you would like direct access to me, then please come join our VIP Trading Academy. Okay. And finally, guys, if you sign up with one of our preferred brokers, right, and deposit some funds in your trading account, you can get free access to the VIP Trading Academy. So check out that promotion right now as well. And don't forget, guys, you can become a Simply Forex YouTube member and show your support for our YouTube channel. Aya, Right, looking at H4 break. So I would say we've had a H4 break. I like Aussie dollar, US dollar buys, right? Let's understand why. Let's go to the weekly chart. Because if we go to the weekly chart, we are, look, I mean, just look at that. I mean, I know the weekly candle hasn't finished forming, but we not only has it bounced off this support, we've also got this trend line as well, right? And we've had such a bullish reaction. Now, if we go to the day chart, the problem with it is that we're buying straight into support. We're buying straight into resistance. This was support, right? Now it becomes resistance. And there's just not enough room there for me to buy Aussie dollar, US dollar, right? So that's a problem for me. I cannot take that trade for that reason. If we drop down to the H4, H4 has already broken, right? If we just follow H4 structure, right, bang, we've broken. As soon as we broke that high, right, we're in an uptrend. So I was fully aware of this, right? And we are in an uptrend. And I said to myself, right, if we got a retrace down to here, then I have room, right? I can put my stop below here and then take price back up to here. Yeah, I've got room for the trade. Okay, the risk, the reward to the risk makes sense, right? But buying it up here makes no sense to me. Yeah, I cannot do that. So yeah, that's Aussie dollar, US dollar, Aya. Javan, where have you been? Haven't seen you for a while. How are we? I hope you're well. Michael, good day, Michael. Michael, I hope you ended up taking one of those Swiss franc pairs. Because Michael earlier on in the VIP Trading Academy was looking at Aussie dollar, Swiss franc, right? And, you know, it's a nice trade because we've had a H4 break. The only problem I had with it was this resistance, yeah? But I really liked CAD Swiss franc, yeah? Because this has so much room to move into. There's literally nothing stopping it. So CAD Swiss franc, we could potentially expect price to get up to this 0.63 thousand. And as you know, guys, I actually took US dollar Swiss franc, right? Because this also has acres of room. So yeah, Michael, hope you took one of those trades. Brett, afternoon, Brett, how are you? Hope you're well. Please help Tom. Yeah, guys, please smash the like button. Really helps support the vid. Thank you, Brett, for reminding me. And don't forget to subscribe, guys. Brett, Tom, can we take a look at the US 2000? Yeah, so the Russell, right? Yes, we can. Let's take a look at the US 2000. Excuse me, extreme close-up on the camera there. You don't need to see that. Right. All right, I'm liking the H4 structure straight away. We happen to have some areas of support and resistance in here. I would probably slightly adjust these to here. Yeah, I'd keep this one the same. Right, so yeah, okay, so this is what we're looking at. Now, like with a lot of the indices, yeah, it's collapsed. Not collapsed, that's too strong a word, but it has dropped like a stone. Now, if we start with the day chart, we've got the Russell, yeah, the US 2000. Okay, was in an uptrend, stopped making highs. How big a red flag is that? If you're in an uptrend and it stops making highs, it's a very good indication. Not only it stops making highs, right, but you start to see rejection candles like that and bearish candles like that. Yeah, you start seeing bearish candles like this, rejection wicks like that. It's a very strong indicator that this trend is over, right? Or at least slowing down. And then sure enough, as soon as we break these lows, we are in a downtrend. This is oversold, but not crazy oversold, right? But if I, if I was to trade this, I would consider two things, right? I would consider a buy trade to this level. And what I'd also do at this point is draw a fib, right? So yeah, okay, we've got enough room there, okay? The fib's a good indicator to tell you about room as well, right? So we could trade this, it's against trend, but we could trade this, we're getting a real bullish reaction. We could trade this back up to this gray zone. That would be my first trade idea. The second trade idea, I'm going to remove this now, is for price to come up to this gray zone. We get a reaction and then we come lower, right? Those are my two ideas with the Russell. Now, if we look at H4, it's telling us we could, excuse me guys, I had the most humongous, I went old school British today. I went jacket potato with baked beans and it was bloody nice. A little bit of grated cheese on top, little bit of hot sauce. It was very nice. I must tell you what I have for lunch every day, guys. It's important. But look at this. Look at this wonderful little break we've just had, right? H4, we're in a downtrend, right? At this point, we're thinking, is this still a downtrend, right? Or is it the start of an uptrend, higher lows? And we have to wait for this candle. And this candle tells us everything we need to know. We are in a H4 uptrend, right? And I think we have room up to this gray zone, as I said. The problem with it is I would really need to put my stop down here. And if I entered here, the reward compared to the risk doesn't make sense. But there is a strong possibility price will come up to this gray zone. I'm not going to say I'd put my house on it, but there's a strong probability that it's going to make it to there. So let's say you did enter here, right? There's your target. Let's see if we could find a H1 area to hide behind. So, okay, you could trade this very aggressively, right? You could buy at this level. You clearly see that's a level. You could buy there, put your stop here, and take price to this gray zone. All I've done here is use the last H1 low to hide behind, right? And take price back up to here. So that would be my trade. So there you go, Brett. I hope that helps, mate. Okay. Javan. Guys, Javan is a member. So if your name appears in green, like Michael, like Javan, I will answer your questions first, right? Okay, Javan doesn't have a question, but hi, Tom. Busy on a project. Been watching all the vids lately. I'm still around, still up to date. All right, Javan, good. And I hope your project is going well. Skelts, how are you, Skelts? Have I been down JBR recently? No, I haven't been down JBR recently. What have I been doing? I went to a nice brunch the other day in Dubai. It's called, funnily enough, it's called Bull and Bear. And it's right by the financial district, hence the name Bull and Bear. Yeah, bear market, bull market. And there was this, there was this bell in the brunch, right? And they just kept ringing it. It's like, when you have an open of the New York Stock Exchange or an IPO, right? They ring the bell. So that was in there. And it was a very nice brunch. They had the nicest beef. Bull and Bear, I'm expecting a free brunch next time off the back of this. Yeah, guys, if you ever come to Dubai, we'll, do a brunch, right? They're good fun. CJ, how are you, CJ? Right, Niraj, can we look at pound US dollar? Well, funnily enough, I know CJ was interested in this today, right? And I'm going to tell you exactly what I said to CJ. Skelts has asked, is it better than Bubblicious? No. It's not Skelts. It's a good brunch, but not better than Bubblicious. If you're wondering what the hell are myself and Scalps talking about? We're talking about brunches in Dubai, and there's one called Bubblicious. I've got to carry on telling you, these brunches in Dubai are crazy, right? You'll have a station for everything. So you'll have like a steak station where you can go and get steak. You will have a sushi station. You will have like Indian curry station. You will have salads and something station, right? It's just mental. And there's so much food, and they normally last between 3 or 4 hours, and you just pay a one-off fee, and you can drink and eat as much as you like. And yes, you do feel like a fat person afterwards. But yeah, highly recommend them. Right, anyway, back to Scalps. You've got to be talking about brunches. We should focus on trading. Pound US dollar, right? So the thing is, we are in a downtrend, right? You don't need to be Warren Buffett. It's in a very dribbly downtrend. Almost every time I draw this, it changes, but we're in a downtrend, right? We're getting lower highs, lower lows, right? You can see that. But the problem is, if we're in a downtrend and we're hitting support, which this level is, right? This 27,000 is a big psychological level, but also, look, it has proven to be support and resistance many, many, many times before, okay? So I'm not willing to just sell pound US dollar, right? I'm not. What I would need to see is a break of these lows, right? And then I would take price back down to these lows, right? Which is still a fair amount of pips, right? You've still got, almost 50 pips in there. And that's more than enough, yeah? You can take 10 pips out of the market every day and you'll be doing very well. It, goes without saying, really. So I would wait for a break of these lows. And then if we drop to the H4 or even the H1, let's look at the H1. Price has just sort of been stuck in this box, right? Price is not really going anywhere. It's just come down, gone up, come down, gone up, come down, gone up. Now, if price breaks this level, I'm not interested because pound US dollar is in a downtrend. But if price breaks this low, like we get a bearish candle like this, we break all of these lows, then there's a strong possibility we could make it back down to that next support level, right? So this is how I would roll with this pair. I know, CJ, just to go on to your question, CJ, like on the H4, it's a nice little entry, really, isn't it? I mean, if you just follow H4 structure, which was a bit of a range, but then it broke the range, right? It's come up to this level once, and now it's retraced to this level, right? It'll be very interesting to see how this H4 candle finishes, if it holds on to this level, okay? And that is a good area for sales, but because of this support level, I want to see that broken. Right, so there you go, Niraj and CJ. Right, who else we got in? Okay, Javan. Tom, can you look at gold, please? I sure can, Javan, no problem. Let's take a look at gold. You are gold. Always believe in your soul. Haven't sung that for a while. Gold is a bloody mess. Right, next question. No, we'll try and make sense of this mess. While I do, guys, if I could ask everyone to just subscribe to the channel and smash the like button while I drink my vodka. So weekly chart, right? I think we're seeing this. Okay, so we're in an uptrend. Okay, and then we were at this point we were like ranging. Okay, but now the market has created higher lows here. Yeah, so this range idea is sort of broke. It's now become a bit more like this, right? So I'm seeing an uptrend. Yeah, we're getting higher lows. We're not getting higher highs though. That's the only problem with this, right? So if that's the case, chances are it is a triangle, right? So we're going to put this line in. There we go. And then we're going to put this line in. There we go, right? If structure isn't that clear, it's probably a triangle, right? And now I'm seeing this, guys, right? We're kind of seeing an ascending triangle. Okay, so I'm going to wait for a break. Okay, but let's look at this ascending triangle. Not easy for me to say. I don't know what's wrong with my teeth today. You can see here, yeah, okay, it still makes sense on this chart, right? And also on the day chart, we're still in a downtrend. Sorry, we're still in an uptrend. Okay, we were looking at this, right? Downtrend, then bang, uptrend, and that's where we are. We've got higher highs, and this is the last low now, which you can see held. So we're in an uptrend, we're in an ascending triangle. So I would look for buys, right, on the day chart, right? But what I would really like to see is, yeah, I know on the day chart, I would look for potential buys in this area, right? We could potentially take it back up to the top of here, right? And you can see these lows. They're not becoming lower highs. That's not happening. These are just highs. Yeah. So anywhere in here, back up to here would be a good trade. But yeah, I mean, the best trade is just a price is going to contract and contract and contract. Could take weeks, days, who knows. But then eventually we get a break. We get a break to the upside. We can be all over that. Or even if we get a break to the downside, we can look to take price lower. All right, so that's trying to make sense of this scruffy gold chart. We're not trying, it does make sense of it. Just long as you are aware of the main things, guys, right? Long as you're aware of trend and structure, especially on the day chart, it's in an uptrend, right? Long as you're aware of support and resistance levels, right? This is proving to be support, right, down here. You could even move this grey zone up a little bit now to include that last low, right? Yeah, I would do that. Yeah, then you need to understand candlesticks. And these candlesticks, it was very bullish, that wick, but then we've got a day followed by a bearish candle. So if we got potentially like a bullish candle like we are today, I'd probably want it to be a bit more bullish. And then, okay, buys are an option. And then value. And this represents value. Yeah, because it's got lots of room to move into. So there you go, Javan. Gold. You are gold. Okay, scalps, next time you come over, we're going. All right, cool. We'll ring the bell. We'll pretend we're opening an IPO. Okay. So Scalps is looking to buy NAS or US dollar 30. Okay, these are against trend. Okay, CJ. Yeah, let me know, bull and bear. Right, we've got to stop talking about brunches. Let's focus on the NAS and not the gangster rapper. We are focusing on the indice. Although the gangster rapper, NAS, is probably one of the best rappers ever, I must say. So let's have a look at this, right? Now, I'm going to say, right, I'm even going to pull this grey zone down. So why did I pull this grey zone down? Okay, because for me, really, this is the last weekly low. We haven't got a lot to work on, but for me, that's where we got a reaction. And now price is at that area. Okay, now If this weekly candle finishes like this, then this weekly candle has held onto this support level, and the weekly trend is still intact. Okay, couldn't think of the word, but still intact. So it depends greatly for me what this weekly candle is going to do, right? If it stays like this, then okay. I think NAS buys are a possibility. If we get a candle, even if it just, looked like this, right? Even if it had a bottom wick, but it was a break of that level, then I think NAS has further room to go down to this level, right? So for me, the NAS is really about this weekly candle. But let's look at the day chart, but it's all about that weekly for me, because we know the day chart is in a downtrend, right? You don't need to be Warren Buffett to know that. To be honest, I'm going to show you this, right? At this point, for me, that was an uptrend, but then it come hurtling down back to a downtrend. Because at this point we had higher highs, but then these lows got broken. Now, you can see there are a lot of buyers down here. Not me making this up in my head. This wick shows you there's a lot of buyers, right? So it's tricky, yeah, because this is support and resistance now, yeah? It's almost like resistance from the day chart to go lower, right? So it's all about what price does here and that weekly level, to be honest, guys. And that's all I can say on the matter, really. It has to be this weekly candle. If it stays like this, the NAS is back to the upside. Will it reach the highs? We don't know, but it has room to the upside. We know that much. If this level breaks on the weekly candle, it has more room to the downside. So a real pivotal level through there. Let's have a quick look at the Dow Jones as well, right? And you can see here it's the same on the weekly here as well, right? That's not a coincidence, obviously, highly correlated. But this is in an uptrend, and the same thing, it's retraced to an area of support, and we're getting this huge bullish bounce off so far. So if the weekly candle stays like that, then again, good potential buys back up to there. Yeah, if you got in down here, Skelch, you're laughing, right? With any of these entries, though, I do want to see some kind of structure break, and I would argue you've had it, right? H4 downtrend, bang, break of these highs, higher highs, right? We're getting higher lows, higher highs. We are in a H4 uptrend. So this is encouraging for buys as well. All right, guys. So yeah, please subscribe to the channel, smash the notification button and smash that like button. Please don't forget to join our trading community where you can speak to like-minded traders, share knowledge and ideas. So please come join our free Discord channel. If you would like access to me and all of my trade signals, all of my tutorials and strategies, then please come join the VIP Trading Academy. Right, have a great trading day, guys, and I will see you again tomorrow, same time.